So my name is Maxwell Colonna-Dashwood. I work in coffee, and I've kind of weaved my way through the coffee industry over the last sort of 13, 14 years. Coffee's kind of been at this interesting point, what people call the third wave, where everyone's just kind of discovering more about coffee. Our shop in Bath, which has been there 10 years now, which is sort of a concept store to try and get customers to taste the most unique and interesting coffees from around the world. So yeah, it's sort of an unorthodox coffee career, but it's all driven by a passion for coffee, yeah.
My name's Emily Barker. I'm originally from Bridgetown, Western Australia, and I'm a full-time singer-songwriter, musician, and I've got a new record coming out called A Dark Murmuration of Words. And alongside music, I also really, really love coffee, which is why I'm here talking to Maxwell today. I'm interested in how my song, well, The Woman Who Planted Trees, where the crossovers are with one of Colonna's coffees called Gorongosa. Yeah, tell us about Gorongosa Coffee.
The national park is incredible. It's one of the most biodiverse places on earth, this Gorongosa Park. What's amazing about it is lots of other people have come in and funded this park, and they're trying to use coffee as part of that story. So we were like, this is amazing, please send us a sample. And then what they were looking for is to collaborate with quality-driven roasters or coffee partners. They want to tell the story of Gorongosa to as many people as possible.
Amazing. Yeah.
That's the goal. Yeah, they can grow some nice coffee, but how do you take that story to benefit the park? And a lot of what they do is the human impact. Who's growing that coffee? Who lives in that whole region of Mozambique? And how can growing great coffee go back to helping those people? And all of the proceeds from coffee from the Gorongosa National Park go back to a charity called Girls Run the World. Their mission is to build schools and get underage girls out of pre-arranged marriage and into education, because the percentage of girls that get a decent education is so low.
Yeah.
And so they do a lot of other human impact, but that's the main goal of the project. For us, there's so much about it that we love it, because coffee is this supply chain that goes all the way back. If you can do something amazing at every step, that's the ultimate goal. And so, but it's a journey that's just beginning as well. So they're planting more every year, the coffee's getting better every year. And yeah, we're about to launch that Gorongosa coffee across the UK with them. Yeah, throughout Africa, there's quite a lot of short-term business where it's try and make the most money this year rather than thinking about next year.
Yeah.
And obviously that isn't just economics, that becomes your mindset to sustainability.
Absolutely.
And the environment.
Very much ties in with the song The Woman Who Planted Trees, and Kenya in particular.
Yep.
Yeah, so the song The Woman Who Planted Trees was written in honour of this woman, Wangari Maathai, who is a Kenyan activist and environmentalist. She was a professor of biology.
Yeah.
She was the first African woman to receive the Nobel Peace Prize in 2004.
Amazing.
And this was for her work. She set up the Green Belt movement. The government at the time was selling off large tracts of land to its friends, and they were deforesting, which caused soil erosion, and the people couldn't grow their food anymore. And she, with her deep understanding of ecology, she started to plant trees. And not only was she doing it in order to have a positive, environmental impact to restore the quality of the soil so that food would grow again, but she also decided to employ the help of women in her community to, like you said with the Gorongosa Coffee, to give them, this other focus outside of marital and parenting life, and to educate young women as well. So that's been going since 1977, and they've planted over 50 million trees now. I saw this beautiful documentary which talked about her and her daughter Wanjira, who would have seen these small saplings being planted, and she now walks through the forest and the canopies are overhead, and there's this beautiful idea about longevity and taking the long-term view.
And how's her work? What's the legacy? Is it continuing to be taken on by others?
Yeah, so the legacy is very much continued by women and men there as well. So they continue to plant more and more trees. Ecosia, who are a search engine, they also collaborate with them to help fund tree planting there. So I feel like Wangari Maathai is just this wonderful role model for us in our times of climate crisis and thinking about something positive that we can do. And it's so easy to get overwhelmed with information and news and just to feel stuck and that you don't know what the best thing to do is. But I think one of her points that she constantly comes back to is how small actions can make such a huge difference, and this idea of local versus global, so looking after her community and how that has a positive impact globally as well.
Yeah, true sustainability, has to do all of the four, tenets of sustainability. So it has to look after the environment, but it has to consider cultural and political aspects of that place, and it also has to be economically beneficial. You have to grow the economy.
Yeah.
And so how can you do all of those together? But what's so interesting about like the tree planting and the root systems is often they can benefit each other, especially if you take a slightly longer term view. When I got into coffee, it wasn't about business, but I became interested in business because you could grow something interesting, an interesting story through a business.
Yeah.
But it's for me all about storytelling. Like that's what I love about coffee.
And that's what I love about songwriting.
There you go.
There we go.